Hey everyone. Yesterday I finished watching the next episode of Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue Ocean Blue. I really like this episode, uh, and it's continuing, I don't know what it was. When I was a kid, the second half of Lightspeed, I don't know why, but it didn't really appeal to me as much as it has as an adult. I'm enjoying it way more now. I'm getting a way bigger kick out of it than I did when I was a kid. It's really strange. Anyway, this episode starts off. Oh, this episode starts off really weird, very unique for a Power Ranger episode. We start off with there's this mermaid girl chained up to this rocky ledge. Yeah, we've never seen her before. We don't know her name. We don't know how she got stuck there. But then Vipra shows up, and the mermaid asks her for help. Vipra zaps the chains away, and the mermaid swims away. And then Lokai shows up, and Vipra tells him everything is going to plan. I love this opening. It's so, really creepy, dark, and you don't know what's going on. I'm trying to think, what would it be like if you weren't a Power Ranger fan? You've never seen it or something. Maybe you've watched Mighty Morphin. You haven't watched it since then. Then you tune in, and it starts off with there's a mermaid chained to, a ledge, and then this woman with weird armor with wings shows up. Then there's this big gargoyle monster that shows up with her. What is going on here? Anyway, and man, I'm saying anyway again. I'm trying to stop that. So back to my point. Um, let's see. After the theme song, we see the mermaid again. She's hanging out under a dock, and okay, whatever. There's these hooligans up on top of the dock, chucking garbage down just for the heck of it, and she's picking up some of it. I don't know what she plans to do with it. Is she gonna go up on land and put it in the garbage, or is she gonna keep it as a souvenir, like Ariel would do in Little Mermaid? So yeah, Chad shows up eventually and tells the litter bugs to, hey, stop chucking crap in the water. It's bad. And they're like, oops. And so Chad's like, so he goes and he picks up the stuff, and you think he's just gonna let it go, but no, he goes over, he kicks one of the dock supports, which shakes the whole thing, and they fall into the water, and then he makes them clean it up. And they do. He doesn't supervise them or anything. He just tells them to clean it up, and they do. I mean, he did just kick them off a dock, so whatever. Yeah, he sees Marina there, and he starts to introduce himself, but just then Kelsey calls him, we have to go do something at the Aqua Base. He's like, bye, and then she's gone. Huh, well, that was weird. So then, let's see, they're at the Aqua Base. Captain Mitchell is telling them, okay, there's a cable underwater, it's broken, we need Chad to go down and fix it. We needed to call everyone together for Chad's mission. Alright. So anyway, Chad goes underwater, he fixes the thing, and just then there's a rock slide, and Marina was there watching him. She saves him from the rock slide. The Rangers are standing around the little opening in the Aqua Base where they come in from the water. It's taken them a long time. They're worried. They don't know what's going on. And then unconscious Chad floats up into the thing, and so then later they're talking to him. They don't know how he made it back. He doesn't really remember clearly what was going on. And so anyway, he's... Crap, and I said anyway again a lot. Oh well. Whatever. He's in bed that night, and then he wakes up, and Marina's looking through his window, and he's like, it was you. You saved me. And they do the little, hand at the window thing, and she leaves. The next day, Chad is going to find her. He's at the docks again. He's looking around. And, let's see. Oh, wait, no, this is actually after. I was looking at my notes here. That happens after the scene where with Marina. Marina leaves, and she swims to this, little underground cave. And here's a weird thing. There's little candles lit everywhere in that cave. I know what the practical reason is. It's so that there's light in the scene, for our benefit, the viewers. But in universe, I'm wondering, how does she get the candles there? Anyway, crap, I said anyway again. Vipra's there waiting for her, and Marina has no idea Vipra's a bad guy. She sees Vipra and she's like, "Oh, you again." And yeah, she only knows her as the woman who zapped the chains off her. So, anyway, she tells her about Chad and how much she likes him, and Vipra's like, a cool guy like that will have all the girls after him. You need something special to make you stand out, and she gives her this, like, little box. Give this to him, and uh, Marina's all like, thanks. Oh, and here's something. The mermaid, her name is Marina. All through my notes, I just kept calling her the mermaid because they don't actually reveal her name until the next scene. The next morning, when Chad goes to the docks to look for her, she shows up. She introduces herself to Chad. Chad introduces himself to her formally. She gives him the box. He's like, "Oh, thanks." And then chains shoot out of it. And here's something really cool that I never noticed while watching this episode before. Like, even before when I've watched it as an adult, I never noticed this. The chains that shoot up out of the box are the same chains that Marina was trapped in at the beginning of the episode. And I thought, oh, that's a cool little touch. I'm sure the actual reason behind the scenes for it is, well, we have this chain prop and we're going to use it. However, I like to think that it was kind of a clue into maybe it was a clue to Marina that, oh no, Vipra was the one who trapped me to begin with. Like, she was just doing this to get to me so I would give the box to Chad. I thought that was a neat little touch. I don't know if that was, any intention behind in the show, but headcanon. I'm trying to remember what is going on next. Oh, yeah. Vipra, Lokai, and a bunch of batlings show up. They wrap Marina up in this net, and then they, tie this weight to the net, and then they, dunk it in the water, and I'm not sure what exactly the problem is here. Like, she's a mermaid, so how's it bad to be underwater? Like, yeah, she's tangled in the net, but couldn't the Rangers, go down and cut her out later? Unless she's, a dolphin or something, and she has to come up and, get air once in a while. Maybe that's why she lives in that little cave. I'm assuming that's where she lives. Whatever. There's a fight scene. Chad frees Marina. The Rangers show up. The Rangers fight off Lokai, Vipra, the Batlings. And, oh yeah, Marina disappears. And then, oh yeah, there's no monster in this episode. Yeah, there's no monster of the day. There's a character of the day, Marina. She's the one, the new unique character who drives the plot forward. So I guess she's kind of sort of the replacement for the monster of the day. Kind of like how Mr. Tickle Sneezer back in Mighty Morphin, he wasn't really a monster. He wasn't made by Rita. He wasn't evil. He was just Trini's doll. Or, spoilers, he was a dream and not real and nothing mattered. So, anyway, back to this. Dang it, I said anyway again. I'm trying to stop. Seriously, I am. At sunset, Marina shows up to the dock again to say goodbye to Chad. They love each other, they can't be together because we come from two different worlds. And then she swims off, and that's the end. I really liked the episode. Oh, and there was a really interesting thing that I wanted to talk about with this one. Back in the Turbo movie, Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, there was a ton of stuff cut. Just tons and tons and tons of stuff cut from that movie. Stuff there was stuff that was kind of probably would have ended up being pointless, stuff that would have helped explain things more, stuff that would have helped it be more cohesive. But one of the interesting things that was cut was there was a mermaid in the movie. She was going to be the one who leads the Rangers to Maranthius, I think. I don't remember. She was also going to be a love interest for Adam. And that all made me think, I wonder, how far did they get along with that whole part of the movie? Because I have the Turbo Movie magazine, and there's a little short comic adaptation of the movie, and they keep the mermaid in there, kind of. She's only in one panel, I think, and you only see her from the back. Or maybe she's in two, I don't remember. But yeah, it was a extremely brief comic, so it skips over a lot, even if the movie had kept Like, a lot of stuff that was cut, I think the comic strip still would have skipped over quite a bit of it. So anyway, the story with Adam and the mermaid in the Turbo movie, I'm wondering if any of that was an inspiration for the mermaid and Chad in Lightspeed Rescue. I'm also wondering, like, in the Turbo movie, how far along with the props did they get? Did they actually make a mermaid suit for the mermaid? If they did, yeah, it would have been really strange if they never ended up using it again. Because this is, back in the Saban era. Saban always wanted to get 100% out of anything that they had. So if they made it, it's gonna show up in the show at some point in some way. So I'm thinking that maybe. And the other interesting thing is Lightspeed, this episode is entirely original footage. There's no Sentai stuff. The only Sentai scene is at the end when the Rangers show up. There's a stock shot of them firing the lasers for like a few seconds. But the rest of it is all American. And that's very unusual. Especially since Marina only shows up in, I think, one other episode. And I want to talk more about, when I get to that episode, maybe things with the mermaid culture, the suits, the props, everything involving them possibly came from the Turbo movie. I don't know for sure. Maybe the chains did too, now that I think about it. Because there's that one scene in the Turbo movie where Jason's tied up. Was he like tied up with ropes or chains? I don't remember. Whatever. Back to the mermaid Turbo thing. If they made the mermaid stuff for Turbo, most likely, and it got cut, um, they didn't use it and they didn't use it in Turbo or in Space or Lost Galaxy, which I don't think it would. Turbo, maybe they could have worked like the mermaids back into the series somewhere. In Space and Lost Galaxy, though, I don't know if they could have really worked in a whole story with mermaids, but Lightspeed Rescue, being a season where the bad guys are like averse to water, because that's like the demon's weak point is they can't go in the water. In the last episode, they could, kind of, so I don't know. This episode, it's back to they can't go in the water. So it makes, and also the aqua base is a big base underwater. Oh, and there's an interesting thing. At the beginning of the episode, when Mitchell is talking to the Rangers about the broken cable, he has like this model miniature of the aqua base, and I'm thinking that must be the model they actually use in the show for the actual aqua base. So that's another clever prop reuse. So anyway, that's all I wanted to say about this episode. It was a really good one. It's interesting, like, I don't know for sure if the mermaid stuff in this came from the Turbo movie. If it did, cool. I like that they're actually reusing the resources they have available. If they didn't, then it's very bizarre that they went out of their way to create a completely new thing for an all-American footage episode that doesn't introduce a battleizer or a vehicle or anything like that. That's the other weird thing. There's very little Ranger stuff in here. Most of this is like just a pretty straightforward like character drama with Chad and Marina. So yeah, that's it for this one, I guess. See ya.